Everybody, clearing. Okay, today I'm just being guided intuitively to pull on what are the divine feminines concerned about. Divine masculines love and not speaking about it. So let's get some clarifiers. What can we know about the concern the feminines have about these bottled up emotions that the masculines are holding? What can we see emotionally for the divine feminines who are dealing with that? Nine of Swords, Lord of Cruelty and Despair. Okay, I'm going to get some advice because this is anxiety. So whatever you're telling yourself about why your counterpart isn't expressing the emotions, it's throwing you into anxiety. So that train of thought isn't the truth that will set you free in this situation. So one of the common things is this person loves me so much, but we're not able to access this connection. So we start thinking, am I crazy? Do they love me? Am I picking up on something true or not? And those thoughts, if we start to believe that the connection has been fabricated, or at very least it wasn't felt at all, then we go into anxiety. There are other examples, I'm not going to go into all of them, that cause anxiety, regardless of which they are. Divine feminines were being asked to let go of whatever particular thoughts are causing that degree of anxiety regarding why the divine counterpart hasn't expressed their love. We're not meant to be in anxiety. We're meant to leave that as their prerogative and get on with our life. This is one of the most beautiful tests of being able to thrive even in the face of emotional adversity. Now again, I'm not talking about those who are being abused or mistreated in any way. When I say Lord of Despair and Cruelty that's written on this card, it's the emotional angst that we fabricate ourselves that we are mastering. So I want to differentiate. I'm not in any shape or form telling you to put yourself in harm's way, or that those who have caused you direct malice are a twin flame. This is where you have the power to look at circumstances and the lack of expressing emotional affection, love, has put your mind into overthinking. This is where the Nine of Swords is where you've fabricated over emotionality or anxiety related to your journey, divine feminines. So this is personal accountability. This is not overcompensating for someone who is deeply disintegrated in a narcissistic way or an abusive way. This is your side of it. Okay, so what can we see for advice? Sophistication, ingenuity, originality, and elegance. So exactly, this is your ability to roll with that level of ownership of your own free will and your mind, divine feminines, to the excellent level, to the sophisticated, to the nuance, the uncharted. We don't have an example often on the planet for this level of flow. So you are being asked to do that. Let's see on the conscious mind what the feminines are best to look at regarding their divine counterpart not expressing emotion and emotional love. We get Queen of Cups, so this is an ability, it's a similar message to the Nine of Swords, but this is more in the productive range because this is the psychic intuitive. She came out this way for neutrality. So divine feminines, this is not about making your counterpart the bad guy or a blame game or victimization. This is very much seeing with diplomacy, neutrality, being curious how you would react in their shoes, what it might be that would be holding you back. I'm going to tell you that if it is your divine masculine, they are following intuitive guidance as to what their life choices are telling them to do. Their connection to source is number one, not you. And you should be the same, because that is where it can truly balance out, and there is no codependency when both are aligned with their own center, their own core. That's when it works on the highest templates. So you are being asked to very much learn from this connection, because these connections can't come in. It's like a magnetic repelling if there is any kind of falsehood. So if you're perceiving your actions or their actions incorrectly, that will pull you apart, and you'll have to have karmic lessons in order to come back together if you're truly on a twin flame journey. So this is about upping your spiritual gifts, divine feminines, so that you can see with impeccable sight through the eyes of love, not through the lower vibrational cliche templates. What can we see for support for the feminines to do this? Light body expansion, illuminated presence. So this is your light in the world as you learn to see with compassion and convey your energy in any shape or form. Your light body expands, and so too does your abundance, your influence, your potency, your creativity, your impact in friends, family, community, the world. This is a glow up card. So your counterpart is helping teach you through this journey. The divine, the source essence has paired you together so that you can learn to see with this level of vision that is truly beneficial to help people get along in the world, to help people love, to help people see the other side of a situation, to have unconditional love, and to help people find solutions that they can continue to be responsible for their own happiness. This is partly why this journey is so contradictory feeling, is because we're all accountable for our own mastery, and more so we're coming into it. So in the physical realm, divine feminines, what can we see? A lot of internal processing. There we go. Lord of unstable effort, Seven of Swords. So make this your secret kung fu, divine feminines. You don't have to tell anyone you're doing this. You don't even have to give lengthy examples. If this journey has supported you, you don't have to say why you know the wisdom you do or why you have this resilient energy about you. You can just communicate from that place. And if those who are curious about how this happened to you, you can share more when they ask those questions. But you can just draw from your experience as this low-key awesome. So what can we see with support for that? I'm seeing some of you realize I didn't cut my hair yesterday. I felt it. Hey. Okay, ecstasy, rapture, flux, amplification, exactly. Heartwave resonator. This is where your reputation precedes you, but your energy emanates from you, and you don't have to spell it out. You don't have to qualify it. No disclaimers, no backstory. It just is becoming actualized, activated in you authentically. So yeah, we got glow up, we've got excellent elegance and originality, and we've got this resonance coming from you. So the end of the story here is that everything you're going through on this journey is making you a precision resonator into the world in the name of love. How beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go into a daily counterpart check-in, but I'm going to do it with each of the counterparts along the way. So thank you, Divine Creator. What can we see for how the Twin Collective is navigating consciously, emotionally, what they're manifesting at this time, what actions are being taken, the challenges, the solutions, and the direction that these are going in. Oh, and these are my Twin Vision safety glasses. That's what I'm now calling them. I got a good sleep last night. I'm a little bit, I do what I wanna today. What can we see for the divine feminines? For those same energies. Okay, put those there. Conscious mind, sacral chakra. So those in the twin collective, you might be feeling the sacral ramping up. Womb area, root even, digestive issues, bloating. I'm feeling sensual turn on, pressure, swelling, all of that kind of stuff. Just being aware of the sacral. There is a major sacral chakra upgrade going on for the twin collective at this time, I'm hearing. So this is consciously integrating these themes. The orange flower of life supports our ability to flow with our desires and stimulates our creative power to manifest success and abundance in our lives. So major life choices might be rolling out right now, or you might be becoming aware of major things, moves, career change, passion, projects coming in, innovative ideas, one foot in front of the other. You might be feeling this swelling, this, you know, when a flower begins to blossom, or just before the bud, it's swollen like that. That's the feeling I'm getting here. So it's not in your mind if you've been getting any of those physical symptoms, but this is as a metaphor. It's also helping us attune to the voice of the divine as we heal the sacral chakra, the sensual chakra, the pleasure chakra. We also can hear that ecstatic frequency. And divine feminines, didn't we just get that? Yes, ecstasy, rapture, flux, amplification. So if your sacral chakra has been going crazy, twins, this is because we are attuning back to the ecstatic, follow your bliss kind of energies. For the masculines, what is this bringing up? Look at all that orange color too. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. So amazing, divine masculines, you're starting to realize you've been afraid of the sensual pull here. I'm going to pull some support for the twins. So what can we see to help divine masculines understand this? Okay, the world, your sexiometer is switching from worldly imprinting, animalistic, to the sacred, to the tantric, to the sacred sexual connection that is only felt with your divine counterpart. What do we get for the feminines regarding the sacral chakra? Truth transcends illusion. So yes, as this purification, recalibration baseline is being set, look at that lotus, the orange blossoming there as well. What you've always known, 22. This is a 2 card, 222. How beautiful. What you've always known. Look at, there's an orange lotus here. Let me turn it like that. It's like the aerial view of this very same orange lotus. So there is a blossoming. I was getting that energy. This is all like the orange flower of life. And we've got an orange flower. Can you even, everybody, 3 different decks. We've got an orange flower. Stop. Okay. There is a blossoming. It is about to happen. This did come out in the reverse. So what happens when flowers are pollinated? There is an energetic signature that's sent out that says there's a readiness. I'm getting that here. So you've been sensing this, divine feminines. Believe it. Believe it. I can't believe what just happened there, but let's see. What can we see for the feminines? So the heartache, divine feminines, you might be feeling extracurricular heartache, karmic partners, world circumstances, processing all of that. The messages that we just had, you are responsible to bring yourself out of harm's way, to not put yourself into situations that have to do with your deeper knowing telling you that there's some kind of a red flag. 100% yes, or it's a no, divine feminines. But that act of purification, discernment, is bringing in this blossoming, because of your impeccable standards, only the masculine energy that approaches in that pure frequency can come. But don't be an over emotionality. You can't have a knight in shining armor come and rescue you from your emotions and the purity that you want if that knight is not fully ready to have reciprocal love. So just wanting them to come now, it is not going to give you the result that you're wanting. Everybody is still healing heartache. You're healing the heartache that wants to be rescued. They are healing the heartache that doesn't allow them to show up fully. What can we see on the heart space? A 33 card. So we went from 22s to 33. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as part of source, and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So yes, we are attuning in the heart space with source. That's another orange blossoming there. So it's coming up through, but this is the violet, the purple of the crown chakra merging with the sacral. So that is a conduit of higher light codes coming in. I just heard purpose, gifts and talents awakening, psychic, intuitive, alignment with source, connecting, people being able to remember the voice of the higher guidance coming through. So how can we see this for the masculines? Oh my gosh, you can't even make this up. Look at that purple to match the purple now. I just want to hold this up. Look at this, everybody. We've got some serious alignment going on. That is absolutely beautiful. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So not only did we get, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. We then get, I find the inner strength to face that fear with courage, because it's a divinely guided thing. It's this higher knowing being channeled through and connected to this pleasure. Oh. What are the feminines getting? Trust in the magic. So just wait for it. Trust, it's coming. Truth transcends illusion. Trust in the magic, feminines. What can we see for support for the masculines trusting in this, or this courage to face fear with confidence? What can we see for that? We're getting 8 of Pentacles. Keep being an excellent creature, divine masculines. Keep forging your way forward. This is the specialist, the artisan, where you take mere living and put a flair to it. You add your touch. You bring in your namesake. You up level. So this is where you go from the status quo to extraordinary, divine masculines. And for the feminines trusting, what can we get for trusting in the magic for the feminines? Ooh, quite a bit. So justice will prevail. Stay neutral. Things are still working out for your long term. 10 of Pentacles. So stay neutral. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not coming. This is an audacious, massive manifestation. To come into twin flame level union is the biggest manifestation of your life, divine feminine. So keep trusting in the magic. It's not an overnight scenario. Wheel of Fortune, divine timing. 4 of Swords. This is a rest period. Embrace it. You will, like every rest period, appreciate it. Once the going gets going faster, you will appreciate that this period of time you have recouped some of your energy, and you are then empowered to have the endurance to go through the next accelerated motion. So I'm getting this feeling like it is going to accelerate. We get the High Priestess with public awareness, and 6 of Cups. So there is reunion energy coming. Trust in the magic. Rest up, divine feminines, because divine timing is about to spin for reunions. You don't have to do anything. There are things being set in motion behind the scenes to make room for these connections to be more publicly recognized, or to be connected in more of a community knowledge. So friends, family, it's making way. There is like this red carpet being rolled out in the energetic realms for these connections to come in on a new level. Miracles can happen, divine feminines. Keep going. What an incredible reading. On the manifestation level, what are we being asked to be mindful of? Authority. Authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So we have the masculine, powerful, directed, realized, and the feminine, receptive, wise, and loving. And look at that flux capacitor. So some of you may have watched Steve's Love Tarot and the whole Back to the Future themes. This card always reminds me of that. But we do have the melding of the masculine and feminine, and there's a message here that each counterpart brings a very potent leadership, authority into the dynamic, and that's where things hit hyperspeed. That's where things really amp up and become exponential if we combine the two. So there is this strong suit of each in perfect harmony, I just heard. For the masculines, what can we see? Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side. Are you kidding me? Look at the green color match now with the amber colors. This is just stunning. So this is a little Buddha laughter. So divine masculines, bring some lightness back in. This is your powerful, directed, and realized. It's child's play, you know. I just heard with this humor, you can bring your wisdom in, divine masculines, almost as if it's child's play, but it's authority because you have earned the right to see things in those fresh ways. Remember, laughter is an instantaneous recognition of something new. 2121 I just saw. For the feminines, what can we see? Sweet results await. Oh, it even looks like a bit of a color match here. So busy bees, but this is in the reverse. So there is a resting from the frantic, resting from the overdoing, resting from the overcompensating, resting from needing to have it all figured out. We're getting high priestess energy. We're getting wait for it kind of energy. So sweet results await, and we've got that flower pollination theme. It's not time to fertilize the flowers, pollinate the flowers yet. They haven't bloomed fully, but wow, it's on its way. It feels like this reunion energy is building. So trust that, everybody. Trust it. Do your due diligence. Relax. Enjoy this part of the journey. In nature, there is always a cycle, seasons, ebb and flow. Just for a moment, take a meditation break. You can even pause this right now and think about all of the things in nature that are not full on all the time. Literally, what can we do to remind ourselves that there is a process in everything and that it's not all at once? So humor for the masculines. I heard funny business and cheeky monkeys, but what can we see for the masculines? Two of Cups, twin flame caduceus. So there's that catalyzing and solo, or AKA the particle and wave theory of light and love. It's the one and the same. All of the nature templates resonate on the same kind of sovereignty and unity template. All of it throughout the cosmos. Every single paradigm has a metaphor for this. Look for it, you'll see it. So divine masculines, that's the humor. This is part of the multi-dimensional slide that you can connect for others and belly laugh about the cosmic level of awareness. But this love is the greatest giggle because when you get it, you get it. So divine masculines, bring the lightheartedness into your journey to see the irony, the blessing, the way of looking at this connection in the highest, so that you even bring I'm thinking even these two on here is like so dramatic, like ta-da. So yeah, divine masculines, bring some flair, bring some humor, bring some theater into this connection, you sweeties. Now what can the divine feminines see? The moon, so some more hidden energy, and Princess of Pentacles. Keep it simple, keep it sweet, be present, be grounded, be practical, divine feminines. It's coming. I'm just hearing that again. What can we see for the action space for the twins? delight. The frequency of delight supports our capacity to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we evoke in others. So it's time to get amongst it and generate the light into the world. Don't sweat the small stuff. Get out there and show people how it's done. I just heard, twins. Have fun. Be an example. Bring joy. Be a joy monger. I just heard. Sometimes on my job description in my past, I've called myself the Joy Corp. So this is your permission to, no matter where you are in your life, no matter what profession, no matter what community involvement, be the Joy Corp. Everybody, what is the divine masculine needing to know about this? Wow, judgment. I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. So be respectful, divine masculines. This is you coming into empathy, your emotional awakening. This is deep intuition based on this sensual pleasure, this orange, yellow, the joy, the sun, the empowerment. Be respectful. You are going to go through this merging of worlds where you can have empathy, great empathy for those who are not as free as you're becoming. And so you don't have to tiptoe around in order to inspire on this joyful level. You do need to be sensitive, divine masculines, and recognize when you were more triggerable, when you were locked into those dark dungeons of thought and distance. And if you're there now, divine masculines, this is your resilience emerging. So tap deeply within. We're getting that combination of purples and oranges again here. So this is part of it. Ask to be shown the key. Ask to be shown the angle that merges joy and despair, I just heard. Bridge it in yourself so you can help others. Not fear that if we're too joyful, we're being irresponsible or frivolous. That is one of the psychic caps on our full creativity and aliveness in the world, is that we're told it's irresponsible to be happy. Look at that, divine masculines. It's not. You're allowed to give yourself the permission to follow your bliss without judgment, and to also show others how they don't need to be so concerned about it as well. There are rites of passage and honoring when we overcome anything that keeps us in this challenge mode, survival mode, but you are learning, divine masculine, to be a torchbearer to help others come through that. So divine feminines, this is a prerequisite for your divine masculine to get in the hot seat of being able to be a dynamic duo with you in that joy. What are the feminines needing to know? Nothing is wasted. Exactly, this is partly what it's all been for. Sometimes the rational mind can be too logic, too rigid, too linear, and that laughter and delight needs to come in an appropriate balance. And so nothing is wasted, divine feminines. There is this pendulum of extremes that we balance out to find middle way on this journey. Cycle after cycle, we're shown dualities that we bring into harmony. Nothing is wasted. Are you on one of those exact swings right now? Are you experiencing in your journey one of those polarized awarenesses? Just know it will balance out. That's the way the universe works. You have one extreme. To the degree you experience one thing in an extreme, you will be able to experience it that far in the opposite direction and then bring the harmony in. So nothing is wasted. The peak experiences, the tragedies, it's all there to show you great empathy, compassion. See it. Be like this energetic vulture and go into every experience and pick the bones clean. Don't worry about thinking too much. Feel with your whole heart. Get every scrap and nugget you can out of it, divine feminines. What can we see for the divine masculines with trying to, I really feel in this judgment card with delight that you're not wanting to abandon those who aren't at that level of discernment yet in their own lives, divine masculines. So let's see, for the masculines afraid of leaving friends and family behind if they go for their bliss, what can we see for that? or just not wanting to offend strangers or people. Seven of Pentacles. It's a process. Stay neutral. This is a period of time where you're going to learn this skill. You don't have to have it all figured out, this level of discernment regarding interactions, so that you are blameless in the world, Divine Masculines, but you are growing into being able to be someone who's more consistently in your joy. You can get there. You're getting there, Divine Masculines. And this is a work in progress. You don't have to fear that you're not there yet, that you won't be. You're allowed. So Divine Feminines, nothing is wasted. Yes, we're still getting this clouded veil. You don't need to know the answers, Divine Feminines, for how it will all turn out. Just focus on clearing through the clutter and seeing the things for what they are. Really looking at things objectively so that you can bring some sort of balanced freedom into your assessment of your reality. What can we see for the biggest challenge for the twins? Dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. There's the joy again. So the action is to practice living in joy, and then bringing those things. This is the challenge point, is now the synergy that brings these aspects from the feminine point of view and the masculine point of view into harmony. Instead of being I just heard women are from Venus, men are from Mars. Instead of being in those two camps and heck no, I won't go, we've got this dynamic combination emerging here. We're seeing how these connections in the original templates are part of nature. The whole twin journey is a natural process. It is a template. It pre-exists relationships. It is a cosmic frequency that humanity is beginning to attune to on a larger scale. And so we're now starting to see what the process looks like, but it's always been inherent in the cosmos for those who have eyes to see. So we are, or ears to hear, figuratively. So we are starting to gravitate towards this as a new norm. Over the next eons, it's going to gradually become more and more accessible. More and more people will understand the principles of it, will find themselves in that vibration where they can access it. And so we are trailblazing. This is the challenge. What do the masculines need to know about this? Service. I feel good when I can help others. So it came out in the reverse. This is like the Ace of Wands that's been coming out since November. So it is about fulfilling our life purpose, our greater calling. Divine Masculines, you may not know what that is. It's in the reverse here. But part of you coming into harmony, into dynamic interaction with your feminine, is going to unlock your purpose in the world more and more. You won't necessarily know it ahead of time. That is part of the humble procession. When individuals have a heart for humanity, for service, for love, for light, there is a humble procession. It's like I see the twin collective marching towards the light, the goodness. That does not mean it's fuddy-duddy and not fun. But there is this growing desire to give back, to contribute, to be potent, to share the freedom, the good news of full aliveness. So you won't be given those instructions fully ahead of time, Divine Masculines. You will look back once you've securely aligned with it and see that it has happened. But there is a requirement of humility in the making of your full, purposeful unveiling that requires you don't know all the answers, that you're not attached to outcome. and that you just stay with the process. So part of the challenge for the masculines is not having that linearized knowledge of where this is all going and finding the peace in it. What can we see for the feminines? Now is a lucky time. So there is something that is going to bring you possibly in a solo direction. I'm hearing divine feminines that might not look directly like it's bringing you into a unity with your masculine. It's a prerequisite. So this is the challenge for you, is that you want to be in this dynamic combination, but for now there is something that you have to do. It's more mundane, I just heard, and it might feel like it's pulling you off track or taking too much time or coming up out of nowhere, or it could be an opportunity, a blessing that you know is for you, but you're not certain how that's going to bring you back into proximity with your masculine. This is a yes for you. And rabbit spirit, I'm just thinking of a quickening. It's going to quickly bring you into more of a dynamic understanding of your twin flame connection, but it might not feel direct at this point. What can we see for the masculines regarding service in the reverse? Three of Pentacles is my 3D card in the reverse. So there's more going on than meets the eye. It's not just about your linear surface level job. You can bring that joy corp energy into your mundane, but it is going to stem into something else, blossom into something else, divine masculines. So whether you're going to include an energetic understanding in what you already do, or it's going to result in you changing course, your understanding of the nature of reality cannot help but support you into an extraordinary, alive expression through the physical here. So understand that your purpose comes from your overcoming karma, your gifts and talents, and your free willingness to keep going on those paths. For feminines, regarding now is a lucky time and these opportunities coming, what can we see? Get a bunch here. 9 of Cups, follow your bliss. If you are being given some extraordinary opportunities, don't be superstitious that it's going to somehow ruin your twin connection. Embrace it wholeheartedly, because these are things that are going to support you as an individual and your union going forward. We also get Queen of Swords and the Lovers. So there are some major changes that might look like you are cutting certain things out of your life, not just blessings coming in. So if this is you, just know we have to make room for the blessings by removing some of the things that are no longer a fit. As our understanding of higher love comes in, we do have to make some sacrifices here and there. So pay attention to those kinds of choices you're making, and have bravery and take heart that they are blessings for you. Obviously, don't do anything that you don't feel 100% yes. But if you feel out of pretense or duty that you should hang on to certain things because of nostalgia or expectation, let this be a message to you, divine feminines. You don't have to have guilt and shame about those things. That's not the same as it not being 100% yes. That can be part of that kind of a statement, but once you see that it's guilt and shame and not actually a real thing, that should help you go into the direction of 100% yes. What can we see for the solution of this dynamic energy building? Perception. It's interesting because this looks like a shadow close-up of the same colors. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a deep, good, hard look at it. So divine masculines, you have been in linear 3D and you are taking a deeper dive into the energetic realms. And divine feminines, you've been looking at things in a linear way, that you're wanting direct results, direct proof. And this is saying that the textured, the velvet experience of life is actually adding to the wholeness, the extraordinary expression. So there's a deeper, more luscious layer of reality that is lending itself to the gratitude for these connections, the full experience of life as it relates to these connections, interchangeably, vice versa. So beautiful. What are the masculines understanding about this solution? Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Yeah, we got that deep empathy with how masculines, you're trying to bring joy in without offending people. And this too, in this connection, on a more productive, maybe sincere, serious note, you're also seeing with empathy how the feminine and masculine alchemy can happen here. And to understand, I'm going to say that again, take a good, hard, deep look at what you perceive to be real. Your masculine paradigm is now working on validating the feminine paradigm as something out of your comfort zone, but something worthy and real nonetheless. And feminines, what can we see? Reclaim your power. So there's still this empowerment, your worth. Our feminine worthiness is still being anchored after years and years on the planet of being, well, prejudice, judgment against that feminine energy. So masculines are having empathy for both within. So this is a war within each of us as well. This push-pull with our own, what was that? The aspects. Yeah, the powerful, directed, and realized side versus the receptive, wise, and loving side. We've been at odds within ourselves with those things. And so externally, those two aspects, those two polarities are befriending each other right now. What can we see for as we heal the splice of segregation, separation of the masculine and feminine on the planet? Empathy for the masculines. What can we see for this perception? So here's a card of blockage. These are two swords of equal value that seem to be at odds, but the third choice is to drop into the heart and ask for clarity on how they are not at odds, but they work together. Exactly that same message, masculines. And so the masculine, I'm going to probably title the video something like that. What can we see for feminines reclaiming their power? Step out of the limited thinking that makes you feel like you're wrong or bad or invalid mentally. This is, again, bringing out of that anxiety we saw in the first part of the reading, and stepping boldly with your power, following what your heart directs you without that negative self-talk that says you're wrong for thinking or feeling a certain way. Do it anyways, divine feminines. If it's a yes for you, but there's some sort of perceived falsehood, like that resonates as flaky, weak, flimsy energy, do it anyways. That's bravery. That's not the same as it not being 100% yes. When you drop into your heart, whatever your heart says is 100% yes, that's what you're meant to do. Even if it's not normal, typical. Remember, the definition of normal is like me. It's a herd mentality frequency, a mob mentality. And so if you individuate from that norm, that does not mean that it's wrong. Without deviation from the norm, there is no progress. Frank Zappa. But divine feminines, you are deviating from the norm in the name of love. So beautiful. So reclaim your power. Be that love being, love bug in the world. What direction are we going? Throat chakra, communication, divine counterparts. The frequency of throat chakra, the blue flower of life, supports our self-expression and our sense of peace and balance. So this is where we have unconditional love, where it doesn't have to be like in yesterday's reading, the feminines are now looking at the friendship first and foremost, not the agenda of having to have it be this hopeless romantic fairy tale, which it still likely will be, especially if you're actually on a twin flame journey. Or, sorry, all of you are. If you've followed me to here, you are on a twin flame journey. Whether your counterpart comes forward or not, or it's somebody else that's going to be for you, you're coming into this level of communication, peace and balance, where you're going to be communicating this into the world and preparing for this truth to be the bar. Divine masculines, this is also bringing your self-expression, your emotional understanding, your humor, your joy into the mix. So this is how we can meet in the middle, compromise. This is where we can see eye to eye, where we can blend, where we can start to find the alchemy between the masculine and feminine. This is also where blockages are going to be cleared. And divine masculines, you're softening to not have to reject or run from your feminine if you perceive a difference of perception or opinion or agendas. This is now where you can find the voice to communicate your needs, equally valuable as your feminines, and vice versa. What can we see for the masculines? Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So you're getting higher guidance in how to communicate in creative ways so that it doesn't make you at odds, so that both your perceived needs can be met, but there isn't a general assumption that you don't or can't give your feminine what they want or what you perceive they want here, divine masculines. So that's a really interesting one, because there is a lot of pressure on the masculine in the old templates to, over deliver. If their heart's not in it, there's that pressure to be something for someone that doesn't feel innately right. So use your imagination here, creativity, divine masculines, to be able to see how you can wrap your mind around honoring your feminine's side of the energy, but not making assumptions that you won't be able to give them what they want, that hold you back from communicating, from reaching out, connecting. It doesn't have to be those perceived uncomfortable things with these connections. What is the feminine polarity getting? Let it shine. Communication here, the throat chakra, same color match there. So be yourself, divine feminines. Don't hold back out of fear. If your heart tells you to communicate about certain things, even if you know your divine masculine won't receive or may not receive your truth, let it shine. What can we see for the imagination here? So we're having brave, authentic, empowered, creative, sincere communication coming in. I think everyone's relaxing and becoming themselves. Divine masculine, their soul selves. This is good stuff. Communication, Ace of Swords, your truth, divine masculine, is not at odds with your feminine's truth. That's that blockage card. Easy does it, divine masculines. You don't have to be up in arms or at odds. So this is definitely, your truth is valid. Your feminine's truth is valid. Let's look at either side. We got this exact message where it's not two truths at odds. It's the same truth from different angles. What can we see for the divine feminines? Throat chakra opening, letting it shine, being unapologetically you. Fell on the blockage. We get King of Cups, back full circle to the King of Cups at the beginning of this reading. The unspoken love. Stay neutral, divine feminines. It's not a requirement that your divine masculine be all sappy and gaga over you. You can see the value in this beyond your divine counterpart being romantically mushy or whatever it is that you have wished you could melt into with them. This is so much more valuable than that. Stay neutral, stay open to the fact that their love has magnetized them on this journey, standing the test of time as much as you have. That is an energetic reciprocity If you're still thinking about your counterpart, even if you've been out of communication for quite a while, that connection, that conduit of energy is still there between the two of you. And it has still been creating more benefit in your life than not, or you would have put it down. We do that. Trust that impeccably, Divine Feminines, that if you are still mulling the problem of these connections over and finding benefit in it, it's still for you. If you're not finding benefit in it, you're going to be at that standstill until you learn to use your free will wisely and move the energy through your own innovations. Connect to Source. Ask to be shown how to do that. Ask to be shown the perceptions that allow you to move the energy from your side, Divine Feminines. Okay, what an extraordinary reading. I love that one. Bye for now.